Hello everyone. So how are you all? I think all of you have been enjoying life and enjoying my channel, the workshops, free online workshops that are uploaded here. Two have already been uploaded. One is boosting self-confidence and the other is time management. 12 parts of boosting self-confidence and 15 parts of the workshop on time management in both English and Urdu separately have already been uploaded on the channel. And here I am now with the third free online workshop that is going to be on workplace conflict resolution. This is a very important topic. It is a very sensitive topic as well because conflict is a word that can have negative connotations as well. Well, as we go on with the workshop, I'm going to explain all those things to you and we are going to discuss many things. You are also going to comment in the comment section on my YouTube channel under the first part of this workshop, because this is the first part of the workshop on workplace conflict resolution. And we will have a healthy discussion and we will have a lot of knowledge sharing, and because of that we will grow together. So all those listeners who are already the subscribers of this channel, I welcome you all, and all those dear friends who are my audience and still not our subscribers, please subscribe to the channel and become our family members on this YouTube channel, and let's grow together. Let's move together towards betterment, towards prosperity, towards knowledge, towards freedom, and towards wisdom. So the topic today, as I've already discussed, is the workshop on conflict resolution, workplace conflict resolution. Well, you can see an image here in which there are 4 stones leveled on a wall, on a wooden log wall, and those stones are of different sizes and they have been placed one above the other in a very nice manner, such a nice manner that they are able to stand even though they are totally different, of different sizes, and they have different curves, but they are able to stand on top of each other on the wall. And why did I pick this image up? Because this shows the diversity in an organization. Why diversity? Diversity because of diverse human beings. Each and every one of us is different from others, and that difference in personality, in thought, in viewpoints, in looking upon things in different manners is sure to give birth to, I will not use conflict as a negative word, but give birth to differences of opinion, you can say. And that difference of opinion, if taken positively and nurtured in a good manner at the beginning, does not become a conflict when taken negatively. So that's why it's written here. All of you can see organizations that see disagreements as opportunities and resolve them effectively stand out because of their strong capacity for innovation and success. So this is the basic message. Disagreements, can happen everywhere, wherever there are human beings working together, because we are all different. We look at things differently. Our viewpoints are different. So on the same subject, on the same thing, for the same thing, we can have different angles of view. Just imagine there's something in the middle and all around it in a circle many people are standing. The angle of looking at that thing and the vision that each one is going to have will be different from the other. And that slight difference is going to cause disagreements of opinion. Those disagreements of opinion, if dealt with properly in the very beginning by organizations, they become opportunities for them because they give birth to new ideas. They give birth to innovation, and innovation leads to success. So, we are going to talk about workplace conflict resolution through the change of how we look at disagreements and how we deal with disagreements as individuals and also as probably managers or supervisors or heads of the organization, and how we take the most out of it. First of all, let's discuss what the objectives of this particular training are. Why I brought up this topic? Well, I said in the beginning, this is a very sensitive topic. Why did I say so? I said so because many people think that conflict has negative connotations. The word conflict has negative connotations. It is something highly negative. And because of this thought, because of this school of thought, they might become very, very sensitive, either very sensitive towards this word or towards this aspect of life where different people, different human beings, when they're working together, they might form different disagreements. And they might take it, they might become, some people might become very sensitive to this word, conflict. They might become very defensive because they might say, we are never the beginners of a conflict, or we are never involved in a conflict, or we are all goody good, and we just cannot enter a situation of conflict in the workplace. Well, when at your workplace, you are dealing with different people. So as I already said, and when you're dealing with different people, you are dealing with different thought processes, schools of thought, and viewpoints. So it is very, very natural that you can have disagreements at the workplace. So the first objective, just keep it to this. The first objective is people may become very sensitive, very hostile, very defensive against the word conflict or the workshop on conflict resolution because they might think they are never involved in a conflict. But we will change their viewpoint. We will show to them that when we are talking about conflict management, we are actually talking about something very natural that actually emanates from disagreements. It's nothing negative, nothing, bloated conflict that we are talking about. No, we're not talking about that. We are talking about keeping a disagreement and stopping it from becoming a conflict. Another, objective of this workshop will be to diffuse negativity that is built around the word conflict. And because there is such a lot of sensitivity as we just discussed about it, and because the word conflict has such a lot of negative connotations in our minds, and the issues that are formed in workplace that hold some disagreements with them or attach some disagreements with them become so negative and tabooed and stigmatized that we do not want to go near them, and we think that this is something that we should not be discussing, that we should be holding back from people, that should not be exposed to others. And what happens when we have that kind of an attitude? We are actually forming a volcano, and that lava from the volcano is going to erupt one day. And when that erupts, it's going to be a huge conflict. So we are going to stop that from happening, and we are going to let disagreements be only disagreements and nothing else. And in this workshop, one of the objectives will be we will be working together. I will be, of course, speaking about all these things to you, but as an individual I can do that only. Together we can do better, because in the comment section you can give your comments, you can give your feedback, we can all help each other. One person A can give a comment, person B can give an answer to that comment. You're most welcome. You can chat to each other about this workshop on my channel, about whatever the discussion is on. So you can do that, and that will be very, very constructive for all of us, including me, of course. Knowledge has no bounds at all, and my knowledge is very little knowledge. I always keep that in mind. So be supportive to each other, and we will form a very positive, supportive, motivating environment for each other. We can discuss our experiences as well, we can discuss our problems as well, and that way we can go on to diffuse the negativity around the word conflict, and we can tell people how they can resolve those conflicts, those disagreements. Don't let them become conflicts. And when we do that, what will happen? We will be helping each other become more self-confident in addressing difficult issues in their organizations, issues that erupt with their colleagues at their workplaces. And because we all of us might have different workplaces, and we'll be dealing with different people, so discussing things with each other, giving each other some feedback, and more food for thought, we will be helping each other to raise their self-confidence in addressing difficult issues at their workplaces. So this is also an objective of this training that we are moving on with, and this is something that will really help all the participants in resolving the work issues, the different work issues that they might be facing at present, or they might face in future. Well, we are human beings dealing with human beings, And when we will be working together like that, what will we be doing? That will be a great social service that we will be doing to each other. And that will be our personalities will get changed in a positive way. And what will that positivity be? That will be, we will become more, calculated, we will become more participatory, more inclined to doing things in a more peaceful manner and sustained manner, dealing with them in a more positive manner, and making disagreements resolve very, very nicely, very, very peacefully, in a very tranquil manner, so that a lot of ripples are not created, and taking something probably out of it that is really positive for the people working together and for the organization as a whole, and might lead it to even greater success. So this is something that we will be doing through this workshop, this free online workshop on workplace conflict resolution. This objective, when achieved, will be a great objective achieved, and this way we will be helping, all of us will be helping each other at large. So become very active participants of this workshop, help each other, and feel that bond of humanity, and through that bond of humanity, let yourself grow, and let other people around you in the world grow globally, and this is something that is going to give you happiness and give each one of us happiness. And so you can see an image here. I have put an image here, and that shows there are two big triangles. Each triangle, one triangle is party A, the other triangle is party B, or individual A, individual B. It can be two groups as well, but we can be talking about groups and individuals at the same time as well. So it can be two groups, it can be two individuals, party A and party B. They have interests in the organization. Party A and Party B both have interests, equal interests in the organization, in working in the organization. But their opinions might differ, So there, two triangular mountains are formed. And then between these two triangles, there is an overlapping area of mutual interest. That is the important thing. When you're talking about mutual interest in an organization, when you're talking about people working together, and of course they are serving each other's interests as well, because they're not only working for themselves, they are working for those working with them as well. Okay, you're working for your colleagues as well, for their betterment as well. The input that each one of you is giving to the organization is important for each one of you, because that is something that sustains you, each one of you. So Party A and Party B might have, they all have interests, and then they have mutual interests as well. And those mutual interest, that mutual interest area is actually where we can bring them all together, and because of which, and with the help of which, we can resolve a conflict, a turf war, a disagreement, or a difference of opinion. Because if these differences of opinion, if these disagreements and turf wars, they escalate into interpersonal conflict, you need to intervene immediately. And if you do not intervene immediately, well, not intervening immediately cannot be an option, It can never be an option if you are really interested in the well-being of your organization and of the positive culture in your organization. It can never be an option. So you have to intervene. And if you do not intervene, what will happen? Your positive culture that you have made, the ethics of your organization, they will all go to blazes, So you need to intervene. You must intervene. You must bring Party A and Party B into the mutual interest area. Let them see things in a positive light, and make them discuss their differences of opinion, so that becomes something positive is taken out of it, and that becomes an asset for the organization. An asset because that is going to take the organization to bigger success probably. Okay, so that is very important. That is extremely important. What will happen? Your ethics, the ethical system that you have created within the organization, and the positive culture that you have created within the organization, that will be in a stronghold, that will be saved from becoming negative, and that volcano of disagreements and of turf wars and differences of opinion will not erupt into a conflict. Okay, so that is important. Intervening is important. Whenever you smell a conflict in the organization, you have to address it. You must address it. And that's why take this topic very, very positively, and let's move on together to find out what we can do to make our environment that we are working within a better environment to work with. First of all, let's discuss what a conflict is. What is a conflict? Well, I looked it up, the Webster dictionary, and in the Webster dictionary, how is a conflict defined? They say that it is a battle, a contest, or opposing forces existing between primitive desires and moral, religious, or ethical ideas. That, according to them, is a conflict. What does that mean? That means it's a strife going on between your primitive desires and what your morality, what your ethics or what your religious values teach you. So that is termed as conflict. Very true too. That is very much a conflict. Our primitive desires, our ids, actually, the desires that are termed as falling into that portion of human brain that controls our id, our animal desires, our primitive desires, when they come in opposition with our moral desires, with our moral values, with our ethical values, or with our religious values, the ideas, the ideologies that these things give us, a conflict inside us is formed. Or, that's a big or. It can become a conflict between two people or two groups. One group following the animal desires, the primitive desires, the id desires, and the other group following some moral, ethical, or religious ideology. So that can be a strife between the two groups. That can be a strife within the individual himself or herself. That can be a strife between two individuals. It can become a battle or a context or a strife or opposing force, So that, according to the Webster's dictionary, is conflict. Very dangerous thing, But the good news is that there is a situation that is less dangerous. And what is that less dangerous situation? When we are defining conflict in a less dangerous manner, that can be a conflict of ideas or incompatibility of ideas or disagreement of ideas between two people, either individuals or between two parties, two groups. Okay, so that is less dangerous, and this is the situation that actually exists within our workplaces, within our organizations, when we are working together with different people with different mindsets, and this is something very nice, because we have to deal with this less dangerous situation in real life, and we will be talking about dealing with this less dangerous situation. And this a big thanks for that, isn't it? So when working with that less dangerous situation, what is conflict? And in that situation, conflict is defined as a process that begins when one party perceives that another party has negatively affected or is about to negatively affect something the first party cares about. Okay, two parties, two groups, or two individuals. Okay, one party thinks that the other party is going to damage my interests or negatively affect my interest area, then that conflict comes up. That's a less dangerous situation than the situation that we discussed about a few minutes ago. But that is how a conflict erupts. One party thinks their interests are going to be damaged by the other party, or individual A thinks individual B is going to harm my interests in the organization. So then a conflict erupts, and then that opinion, the differences of opinion, that differences of thought, of viewpoints, that comes up, and that becomes dangerous in the form of a conflict, and we have to stop that. We have to gain the maximum out of it. How? We are going to discuss in this workshop. So, taken in this situation, what is conflict management then? Conflict management, is the practice of identifying what the conflict areas between two individuals or two groups within an organization are, and then handling them in such a sensible and fair and efficient manner that both the parties, either groups or individuals, they come to understand their mutual interests, they come to believe in their mutual interests, and that disagreement is cleared between the two parties. They come to understand that they have different viewpoints, they come to a certain point where they agree, and the conflict, the evil is nipped in the bud, and there is no more reason for the disagreement to grow into a conflict. That ends the clash there and then between the disagreeing parties. That those disagreeing parties can be two individuals, they can be two groups, okay, within the organization. So that actually is the essence of conflict management. That is what conflict management actually means, and this is what we are going to discuss here, how we are going to become effective conflict management managers. Okay, so we are going to become very effective conflict resolution managers, and we will be discussing all these things in this workshop that's going to discuss all the ins and outs of the topic, and we will be supporting each other, we will be helping each other to come out of the conflict situations or the disagreement situations within our places. So, I love comics, and I love them because, there are different messages in them. Sometimes very big messages in them, given in very short, crisp, and very nice words. So, in a very light tone. So, I have put in a comic for all of you, and of course, to put you all in a good and lighter mood as well. There is a son and there is a father. The father is working on the computer, and the son comes up and he says to him that our TV is on the fritz, Dad. The TV is out of order, and the dad says, I guess I'd better call the repairman. And as all dads would say, we'll call the repairman, he'll repair the TV. And the son says, why don't we just buy a new one? And he goes away. Well, that's a thought, just don't call the repairman, get a new TV. He doesn't know what cost or price the dad has to pay to get a new TV, and the dad thinks about it and he says, for a second I just forgot what century we are living in. So things are moving too fast. There is this generation gap between the father and the son, and the opinions of both the father and the son might be very right according to what they are thinking, according to their thought process. It might be the opinion of the son might be wrong according to the father, and the opinion of the father might be wrong according to the son, because they are living with different thought processes, but actually they are both right in their own ways. And because they are both right in their own ways, this difference of agreement, has to be settled. So this can happen within a family structure as well. So the point is this, and the point is also that Niels Bohr said the opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth. This is what this comic strip also shows us. Who was Niels Bohr? Niels Bohr was a man, a physicist, a Danish, physicist who made foundational contributions to understanding atomic structure and quantum mechanics. For this, he was also awarded a Nobel Prize in 1922. He passed away in 1962. He said the opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth. So two different opinions, both might be, right, absolutely right. Nothing wrong about any one of them. And that's why they have to be dealt with in a very positive manner, and the conflict must be resolved very, very positively, so that something good, even better, comes out of it. I think that is enough for today. enough for the introduction of the topic and for the introduction of our objectives of this workshop. And I think all of you will help me with it also. All those who are not our family members on this YouTube channel still, do become our family members by subscribing to the channel. And if you want notifications coming from it for the next part of this workshop, you can click the bell icon as well. And if you want to just come back to the channel again and again, keep checking when the next part comes up, that's your choice. But do become our family members by subscribing to the channel. And we welcome you heartily. We will grow together, move on together. Take care. Take care of your loved ones, keep them happy, and you will be happy yourself as well. And remember me in your prayers.